Okay, so our playoff schedule is as follows. Because we don't reseed, the 8 seed Cali Camerupts will play the 4 seed Metagrosses. And this is going to be just a fascinating game. Okay, so first off, mini props to Ben for womping. Not womping, narrowly beating, but for beating the number 1 seed overall, the very deserving number 1 seed Applejacks with a terrifying rain team, and Ben won. That wasn't a fluke. Like, he deserved to win. Props to Shaggy for beating me. I had a pretty good team, but I was very scared going up against him because he has a really good team. And yeah, he definitely brought some stuff I wasn't expecting, and a well-deserved winner. So for this one, is interesting because both teams really like Trick Room. I'm going to try and zoom out just a little bit. No, what? No, I want to zoom out. Oh my gosh. Google Docs is like cancer. I've got it. No, I'm not trying to open the delete menu. I was trying to zoom out. Anyway, Google Docs, cancer. Anyway, so if you look at these two teams, so terrifying. And definitely this team very nearly relies on Trick Room. Other than Barbicle, and maybe Armaldo if you get Brain up, like pretty much everything on this team really wants to take it slow. I mean, he's got Raikou and Torracat, which are alternate options. He does have a belly drum option for Slurpuff. And this team also really likes going slow, Alolan Marowak, etc. So one of the problems that he's going to have, of course, is that Stack Attack underspeeds his whole team. He's also got almost exclusively physical attackers. He does have Magneton, but he's got Ivysaur, Wailord. These are not normally the things you're scared of. He does have Tapu Fini. Other than Tapu Fini, though, they're all physical, and so Torracat with Intimidate going to be pretty useful. I would not be surprised to see from Ben. Well, let's look at what Ben's going to do. Okay, so Ben's really good with his Alolan Marowak, Mimikyu setting up Trick Room, etc. Magneton is a really good bring in general, but I don't think it's really good here. He does have to figure out a way to beat Azumarill. Azumarill can either be fast or slow, right? He's got to be able to beat Azumarill. Azumarill is so freaking good. And honestly, Azumarill plus Clefable is very nearly impossible to beat. It's very nearly impossible to beat. I did beat it in game 1, but that's because I was able to beat the Clefable and then beat the Azumarill. But you have to be able to knock out Clefable turn 1. And then, of course, if Shaggy predicts that you're going to try and do that, he can just protect Clefable and Belly Drum for free. So, Alolan Marowak obviously gets 1-hit KO'd by Azumarill, probably even without boosting, because it's super effective. It's going to be a really scary matchup. We'll just say that. It's going to be a very scary matchup. Trying to see what he can do. So I guess the default that I would go to if I'm him is knowing that I'm going to lose in Trick Room. I'm very nearly going to lose to Azumarill. Just straight out. I think his best first attempt would be Hippowdon Excadrill. Shaggy doesn't have immediate weather control, so he can do really well by just running Excadrill in sand. He also doesn't even have to run Excadrill in sand, right? He can run it outside of sand, or like a more Pico and Magneton lead, for instance, could be really good. And Shaggy does have, obviously, the stack attack, which is probably going to run Rock, Steel, Quake, and Trick Room, I would imagine. So how do you handle Clefable Stack Attack as a possible lead, or Clefable Azumarill, or Clefable Ferrothorn? It's going to be really hard. If I'm Shaggy, definitely bring Clefable, Azumarill, Ferrothorn. I do think Stack Attack makes a lot of sense to bring. And then the one difficult thing is you want someone who can go fast, right? And Raiku's not it. Raiku's terrible into this match, but pretty much only hits Tapu Fini. By the way, if I'm the Camerupts, I would make sure that my Marowak is Rock Head and not Lightning Rod, because you're going to be the only one using electric attacks. The odds of Shaggy bringing Raikou into this match, I think, are really low. And you don't want to redirect your own electric attacks away, and also just having Rockhead for Flare Blitz would be really nice. Torracat, I think, is almost a must bring as well. Stack Attack with Clefable, Torracat, Ferrothorn, Azumarill, and maybe Claydol for that second Trick Room setter. Shaggy's will run in Trick Room, which means Ben doesn't have to set Trick Room. He can actually have Mimikyu as an anti-Trick Room lead. The other thing is, for Stack Attack, you're going to want a Berry on it, probably. Either Chople for fighting or Shuka for ground. Otherwise, Tip Out and Excadrill, pretty much anything can one-hit KO it. And the thing is, Stack Attack is powerful. It ain't that powerful. So one of the nice things about leading Excadrill, if you're Callie, is you should be able to one-shot Clefable, and then, especially if you're doing it with Steel Spike, you can take a hit back from Stack Attack. Yeah, you'll go second, but who cares? And I think that makes a lot of sense. If Ben leads Hitmonlee, Excadrill, it's going to be really good. Because of that, I think Shaggy is going to really want Torracat. Intimidate Pressure just going to be so stinking good here. And so I think Torracat, and then Raiku's not bad as a final option. I know I just said don't bring Lightning Rod, Lola Marowak, but Raiku's not bad, especially because it also does get Scald, and could be really good here. But yeah, like if he leads Torracat with Azumarill, for instance. Yeah, one thing that I think people miss is that Azumarill absolutely does not need to go for Belly Drum. It already has huge power. So Adamant Max Azumarill is going to do a buttload of damage into Excadrill, even if it's maxed Seal Spiked already. It's going to do a boatload of damage. Max Starfall is easily going to one-hit KO. More Pico, Hitmonlee, Liepard, anything. Mimikyu, if Disguise is broken, is going to get taken out. Powdon might survive. The Marowak wouldn't. So, yeah. I think Whaler's a really good bring, unironically, because and even honestly, you have that, and you don't even need Scarf Wailord, you could actually run Specs Wailord and just, Water Spout turn 1, like, if Shaggy leads wrong into that, he's just lost. Like, imagine you lead Stack Attack a Clefable into Specs Wailord, and again, next to anything. Like, if Stack Attack is saying Wygar, which it can, that means it's not using Trick Room. So what's the point? And Specs Water Spout from full health is not going to be pleasant to deal with. So I don't know. It's interesting. Yeah. Liepard's really interesting. It seems really bad in this matchup. It does get like taunt and stuff. I just don't see how useful that is because it gets one shot by everything. I'm sure you'd run it with Sash, but it still gets one shot by everything. If I'm okay, so I'm gonna finish this because I don't want to take 20 minutes on this. So if I am the Camerupts, the 6 that I'm bringing are Hitmonlee, because you want Fake Out and you gotta be able to one-shot Stuck Attacker. And you want Fire Punch for Ferrothorn. Or maybe Blaze Kick, I don't know. Probably last move is Protect. Like Close Combat, Protect, Fire Punch. And what did I say the other one was? Fake Out. I would have to check and make sure that Fire Punch does one-shot Ferrothorn. It may not. I would run Wailord. Might actually. You could run Intimidate Orb. Or, Adrenaline Orb Wailord. That gives you the ability to change moves. The only thing that you'd be worried about outspeeding you is Torracat anyway. So you have that, and then Water Spout, and then like depending on if you run a choice item or not, you would definitely want to Protect if you're not running a choice item. Yeah, Water Spout doesn't really get much else that's useful, so probably another water move like Scald or something. And yeah, I don't know. But yeah, pretty much just threat of Water Spout. And then you probably even honestly just leave it on the bench. Because the threat of Water Spout is really going to make Shaggy think. And because of that, he's probably not going to. If you have Whaler on the bench, I would think that scares him away from Stack Attack. Hitmonlee as well does. So that means I need something that I can count on to beat Azumarill. Magneton is really an exciting option here because he doesn't have anything that really beats it except for Torracat, which is, again, becoming a problem for pretty much everything. So I would probably bring Magneton, which, yes, I know, that means that's both of his tier Ds. Yeah, you gotta be able to beat the Azumarill. And so, and he doesn't have anything else that can hit the Azumarill for stab super effective damage, except for Ivysaur, which actually is Ivysaur a better choice? Hitmonlee technically could set Sun for it. With Eviolite, it's kind of bulky. It's got Sleep Powder, Poison coverage. Poison is so good into his team because of Azumarill and Slurpuff, but mostly Azumarill and Clefable. If he is going to rely on Hitmonlee to set Sun, or Liepard could also run Sunny Day. We could even run Weather Ball as well, but Earth Power is also really good against Stack Attack. So actually, yeah, scratch that. I wouldn't want Ivysaur. I'd grab Ivysaur. I wouldn't want Magneton. I'd grab Ivysaur, Wailord, Hitmonlee. Definitely want Excadrill. You gotta do damage somehow. You gotta at least have a theoretical answer for Raikou. Hippowdon is such a good answer. Stakataka almost completely invalidates it. So yeah, I think the rest of my team would be Hippowdon. I think you have to have a little Marowak to beat Parathorn. I would invest some speed into it. And then Tapu Fini isn't great. I might actually run Starf Tapu Fini to be able to Scald. You have to do some calcs on see if that one shots Torracat. But yeah, that would definitely be my 6. So Hippo, well, I actually, no, that's 7. Tapu Fini, Lola Marowak, Hippowdon, Hitmonlee, Wailord, Excadrill, and Ivysaur. That is 7. So I think I would drop Tapu Fini. I don't think you need it. That was really bad in Ferrothorn. Okay, so if I'm Shaggy, he left Stakataka at home, and I worked so hard to beat Stakataka, and I was so ready to beat Stakataka Clefable, and I had nothing for it. Ferrothorn, I think Clefable Azumarill, I think, is your main mode, and you kind of dare him to beat that. I just think the Excadrill is extremely likely to come, and you got really one Pokemon that can really reliably handle that, and that is Machamp. So I have Banded. He does have 2 ghosts, which makes Banded Machamp, less likely. But something with it, Machamp, probably Dynamic Punch. No Guard would be really, really good for Machamp. So yeah, I would have Ferrothorn, Azumarill, Machamp, Clefable, Torracat, and then probably Claydol would be my Trick Room setter. His ghost stuff is scary as poop, though. Yeah, no, I'd have Stakataka just in case, because you can't. I don't know. It's just not good into his team. So I might have Claydol as my Trick Room setter. Menelord probably, because he does have Liepard who can taunt it. Yeah. So anyway, that's my matchup. I think both of these teams are really good. They definitely deserve to be here. Really the only weakness that they both have is no Quillfish. So anyway, have a great day. Talk to you later, whoever you are. Bye.